people will stop calling me. Hopefully. Hopefully people will stop calling me on the phone. I have myself a second screen here. And wow, that fire is cooking. Ooh, hot. Hot fire. Hot stove. Hot, hot, hot. Let's crank you down so you don't get so hot. Whew, that's fun. Okay. We're going to try this again. My hubby's going to be home in a little bit. I warned him ahead of time and said that we're doing a live, but yeah. Now we got to move this over some. I have a second device over here that shows me it shows me what you see. I think we're good with that. Hopefully, are we going to see the chat? Is there any chat to see? Boy, the light reflects onto the camera screen it's really, really bright, but what I see is a little different. The camera screen shows this blazing thing, which it is, but when I look at it, you can see the lines of the firewood and such. So I think it's showing me the chat now. I didn't mean, a minute ago my husband called me, and if I don't pick up the phone right away, he has an absolute complete cow, and gets all mad because he's, just special like that sometimes, oftentimes. But then he gets mad when I call him. So, I can't fix it. Well, we're lagging a little bit, aren't we? I see we have two people. So what I'm doing is I'm using hair combs, human hair combs, to comb my black Shetland wool, and it's raw, it's in the grease. I haven't washed it because I kind of like the way it spins. But I separate the long hairs called the tog from the short fuzzy hairs called the thel. Although this time of year they all seem kind of fuzzy because it's winter hair. But this is actually a badly shaved fleece that I took off of one of my ewes because I need to see if she's going to have babies soon, because according to the calendar she is. But I had to see if there was an udder and make it so any lambs could get to the udder. That's why we shaved them in the spring. And I didn't shave all of her hair. I wound up doing a lot of it with scissors just because I wanted to play with her wool. And because my sheep shearers that I bought on Amazon turned out to be a complete piece of junk. So I'm back to using my dog clippers, which worked pretty good for a couple of years, but I had the other brand. It was the Heapets, Heapets. I don't benefit from them at all. The original ones I had a pair of them, and they came off a Tiki-Taki. And I actually did make a commission off them then, but then they became unavailable through Tiki-Taki. So, like I said, I don't make any money off of that. But one person bought alpacas, and this year, last year, they finally got dull, the blades, and there's no way to sharpen them. So, because it's got the way the dog clippers work, or any sheep shearers type things, is they have a bottom part and a top part, and they go like this. and that cuts the hair off, right? Well, I think it's the top part it's plastic, so you really can't sharpen it. So I was looking and looking and looking for some dog clippers that were cheap, or any kind of clippers that were cheap that had metal parts. So I tried a mid-range traditional clipper, and it was made in China, and it came, and there was a few comments about how it just didn't even cut at all, but for the most part the reviews were good. So I got it, and the first time it flung the top blade, which is very dangerous. It flung the top blade across the barn somewhere. It just flung it. That could have come at my face, you know. So anyway, I wrote them back and said, hey, your clipper flung the blade at my face and it's not cutting the hair at all. And so they sent me a replacement one. But granted, this was like 160 bucks. And so they sent me a replacement, and the replacement also did not shear anything. So I sent them both back for a full refund. And I just happened to find that same exact dog clipper that I already have with the dull blade over on Amazon. And I bought it. It only came with one that time though. But so I can get the job done this summer or this spring, and it cost me about 15 bucks. So I got 5 people in here. Oh, okay. I'm trying to look at the comments. Bear with me. Was it worth it? The 160 bucks? No. People are telling me. I would like to show the chat thing going upwards. The sheep forums and stuff are telling me to pay the money and get an actual one. There's ones that are made in America that are well made, and they're not doing jack diddly. Sorry, this fire's heating me up, man. So I'm gonna see if I can try to get this thing to show me. Are you gonna show me this? It's either lets me see the chat, or it lets me see the thing. I didn't have to pay for postage. No, they paid for the postage, and I'm not sure what you're asking about. Did you have 15 at one time? $15 for the He Pets dog clipper. That was what I paid. And yes, I do have water in the kettle. I have orange tea, and it's not doing any moisture because it's not a steaming tea kettle. It's a camp coffee pot, and it will pretty soon because I've got the stove coming out. It's gonna be boiling here any minute. I'm gonna try to do the chat thing only so I can answer questions. Yeah, we're steaming. I should have enough for tea now. Hoo. That's warm. Where is my teacup? My teacup. Teacup. Not my teacup. This is I busted the lid a long time ago, but check this out. This is my coffee cup that my friend made me with the pictures of my horses and my farm logo on it. And it sparkles. But I broke the lid a long time ago because I drop things all the time. So, but yes, the tea is about done. So if you have a wood stove, keep yourself some gloves. I have a container over here, plastic container, and I have it kind of wired to my firewood holder. This is going to make a mess. And then I can put gloves in there like when we've been working outside and they get dry. I'm pouring my tea now because it's hot. Whew, is it hot? Don't dump that on my hand. Okay. But yeah, keep your work gloves in a container right here by the fire. They dry out real quick, and then you also got something you can grab the firewood with. And then Okay. Whew, that's hot. Let's see. Do you have water? Okay. That's all the questions I'm seeing. It doesn't pop up on the screen for me. It just, it shows me one little line. So if I'm not what you're seeing, but now the questions, the one question I could see on the chat is gone. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm used to tiki-taki. Oh, that might be. Maybe I can get it to work. Maybe. Okay, are we gonna show me the chat? I need to see the chat. It gives me share and report. I'm not doing anything. Shows nothing to report. Okay. I gotta go back to the screen. Okay, I will put the chat screen back up. See, it only shows me the chat screen. Or the other. Fiddle. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Show all messages. Okay, we will try that. We will try that to see if that makes me any better. Because it used to scroll up the screen. Is it going to do that now? No. No, it's not. Okay. Here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to lay it in my little box over here that I'm putting my wool in. And wow, that's getting warm. And go back to my wool pulling. So after I comb this out, I'll probably do this twice. There's a Diz you can use when you use actual wool combs, but I'm cheap. This cost me a couple bucks for a package of 2 from Dollar General, and I comb it that way, and it works. You just have to be careful that you don't burn the little that you don't bend the little tines. They're kind of delicate because this stuff's made in China, you know. It's plastic and it's got metal tines in there. So, but if you're gentle with it, you can use them for a while. Because the metal combs that you buy specifically for the wool, I think those were like $150. I just can't. I just can't. I have a spinning wheel, but that was gifted to me. I made a lot of them, and I use a drop spindle. I don't know if you can see it up here. I got my drop spindle hanging. Okay. Now my fill is the short stuff that's left, and I will go over that one more time because this stuff gets left behind. This little short stuff from here to here, and this stuff I can spin. So I go over it a different direction on the comb, and this one's gonna break soon. It's getting kind of bent. Oh, my husband's home. There's his van. Hopefully he won't come in here and fart and say inappropriate things. That would be annoying. So some people take their locks, that's what these little pieces of wool are called, and they put the cut side to the back to get as much as possible, but I don't really do that. I just try to get most of the lock on one side. That's all I do. But I have found that better than carding, this gets pretty much all the hay and stuff out of it, and it doesn't hurt my hands when I do it, so that's nice. So it's likely that I'm probably going to shut this off soon because I think he's going to want to go somewhere. I think. That's why I do this when he's not home, and then when he's home, I got to shut it off. But I don't really know when he's coming home because he works for himself. And some days it's early and some days it's late. Soon to be 600. Let me answer questions real quick, and I'll probably have to shut this off. Did you have 15? Oh, water in the kettle, no moisture. We did that. Oh, you're subscribed. Thank you so much. Soon to have 600. What do you produce on your farm? I have a little hobby farm, so it's not really a farm. And I just work on clothes for me. So, and he is home. So I am going to have to cut this short, unfortunately.
No, keep talking. I gotta bring in firewood.
Okay, when you bring in firewood, you make massive amounts of noise.
Well, I'm gonna be outside for a minute cutting it.
Okay. He says that I can talk for a little while longer. Okay. One watching, 2 likes. Thank you so much. Well, I will. Whoa. Tiki Taki is different than this. Okay. I'm going to put the chat thing. What do I produce on my farm? Well, I don't produce. I would like to. I tried to do that. See, Biggs and Aiken has been here. We've lived here 7 years now, and before that, we did 7 years on a little acre somewhere else, and I had animals there too. So I tried pigs at first, and COVID kind of screwed everything up. I had cows, and neighbors kind of screwed that up. I did sell beef one year. I had $1,500 in my pocket just all at once. It was great. Well, and that paid for my meat for the winter. So it was grass fed beef and whole bit. So if you want to get healthy meat that doesn't have weird stuff in it, go to your local farmer and respect their time and their efforts because they don't make enough money. The processors make enough money that take the milk and meat and eggs and stuff from the farmer and they make it into packages to send to the store. Those guys make money hand over fist, but the farmers rarely, and they usually get because they get screwed with taxes and stuff really bad, and environmental laws and all the other junk, especially here in Washington State and apparently Oregon too. So Oregon is just waging war on farms, which affects us because we get like a lot of food from them. So melons, Hermiston melons, a lot of produce comes from Oregon. So if you want to support healthy agriculture and food that isn't, as chemicalized, granted we can't win every battle, and there's reasons why they do what they do. Um, go go like on Facebook and on Craigslist and or look around. Facebook is a good place because most farms will have a Facebook like mine does. Most of our local farms do, and they'll put out like people that have farm stands will put out what's in season and what's on the stand. And do not in corn season peel the corn even in the store to see if it's good or not because you can squeeze it and tell. You don't need to ruin every ear of corn looking for your perfect corn. That's just rude. And it makes the corn unsellable. So I see people doing that in the store and they're all being ghetto about it. Oh, you have to make sure it's good. And I'm like, well, you can make sure the corn's good without doing that. And then they're all justifying because people are giving them a stink eye. Because nobody will buy the corn. See, when I get corn, I use the husk and everything. I even save the corn silk because you can make some kind of health thing out of it. I forget what. I have some saved in the fridge. It's supposed to be good health wise. I don't know how good GMO corn silk is health wise, but yeah. If you want to avoid and get good clean food, go to your local farmer. You'll probably be helping save them from going out of business. So, but producing, I just make stuff for me. I don't make things for other people so much anymore. Although I'm considering this year going to some local uh, like car shows and stuff and putting up a vendor booth. Maybe I haven't made up my mind yet because it's so not the way it used to be. A lot of people are complicated and they want you to fill out this huge pack of papers and give the age and blood type of your firstborn child just to sell a few knitted hats. Maybe take a chance at selling a few knitted hats. It's kind of, things are getting acidified here and I don't like it. But I'm thinking about it because the online venture this year, I've been working that for 5 years and in various things and not doing real well. But I'm also working around some other factors, one of which is out there cutting firewood right now. So you need somebody to fix fences and help move big hogs. I don't do pigs anymore for that reason. They kept getting out of the fence. Same with the cows and the goats. I used to have cows and goats. I like goats. They're great. They're great for keeping brush down. But I have a couple of alpacas because they're quiet, and I spin their wool. I don't think their wool is anything like to write home about. I guess there's standards for wool that people are willing to pay for. I'm finding in the wool world that people are getting really picky, mostly picky about vegetable matter, the hay and the grass seeds and stuff in it. Which I seem to have figured out the solution to that problem by doing it this way. So, see, there's nothing in there. There's a little net, but when I spin it, I will take it out. I could have combed it better. But yeah, so far, I like spinning a whole lot. Let me look at the questions. We got 2. Okay, come on. I don't see any more. I got a little bit of a lag though. I'll wait a little bit. And probably when he comes in here and starts dumping firewood over there, it's probably when I will shut the live off. Take your orange peels when you eat oranges, because you can put it in your teapot on the wood stove if you have one of those. Or it makes nice tea. It's got that vitamin C in there. So you either smell up the house to smell like oranges, and that smells good, or you can make tea, and that tastes pretty good. It's just kind of nice. So my sheep this year got tangled up in some cockleburs. I'm not sure what you call them. They're a plant. It's a weed. It's a plant that, it's not curly dot. What is it called? I don't know. It makes a big old round sticky thing, pokey thing. And I haven't been able to get it out. I've been picking them out of their wool when I am out there with them. But a lot of those sprang up last year. I don't put coats on my sheep either, and I find that a lot of the people that sell wool put coats on their sheep. And I'm just really all about primitive, because our ancestors didn't do all of that. And gosh, if you're gonna be that, it's not that I don't want to provide a quality thing. I make up for it when I card the wool. But sheep gotta be sheep, you know? And I don't think that I would have gotten the cockleburs out even with a coat on. Or they keep them in a barn and they can't be sheep. My sheep are Shetlands, which are a primitive breed. And I got like 2 cockleburs up in there. This is the hard part, and this is why wool costs so much. That thing. That is a little pokey thing. Like if it gets under your saddle when you're riding horses. Oh yeah, I have 2 horses too. Then your horses will be real unhappy with you, and you'll probably wind up on the ground. Just saying. It doesn't feel real good when it gets stuck in the seat of your pants either. It's pokey. We have blackberries here too. I mean, there's just no end of things that are going to get stuck in their wool, but they get a blackberry vine stuck sometimes. It's not too bad. I can usually grab it when I'm out there with them and pull it off, and then that's fine. But these cockleburs get tangled up and wrapped in there, man. But that's part of the reason why I'm carding it raw, so I'm getting the lanolin grease all over my hands. But I don't mind because I have winter dry hands. So that works out. But it does bend the heck out of my little cheapo combs for sure. And I do it gently most of the time. I guess I use them as a picker. They have a picking process. You can do it with your hands or you do it with a tool. They have all range of picker tools. I've used a metal dog comb, and for carding, I've used a metal dog brush. Depends on the wool and how rough it is. There's another cocklebur. We gotta get that out of there. I need to free up my hands. I do it gently and pull all the hairs off of the cocklebur that I can and try to leave just the cocklebur. Because if you pull the cocklebur apart and try to card that, you're going to have those little pieces all through that wool, and it's so not fun. Then it becomes a pain in the butt. But I couldn't send this to a mill, I don't think, because I don't keep a coat on my sheep. People are like, you should send your stuff to a mill. I don't really want to. But there's two cockleburs. Pokey little things. Those are going in the fire later. That's why I throw them there. So combing works pretty good for a dual coat sheep, which mine are primitive, and I guess there's Shetlands that they've been bred out of that, so they have one length of a coat. They have a short downy wool that's close to their skin that keeps them warm, and it's fuzzy, and you can take that part and make woolen things like mittens and hats, fuzzy things. They're warm and keeps the sheep really warm. And then the tog, which is this long, straighter stuff, is what sheds the rain off. So, and then you add in the lanolin that they excrete from their skin onto their wool, and you get they walk around wearing their shelter. So, take a look. What do you produce on your farm? Okay, I don't see any new comments. Not yet. I'm checking though every once in a while. We got 3 people watching. Thank you for coming. I'm trying for subscribers. I've been trying to do that online thing. I actually have a website and I have a little store with spindles. So if you ever wanted to start up spinning, it's these guys. This guy is one of them. This is the one I kept for me, and I've used it a lot. I've had it for 6 months or so, and I've used the heck out of it. I'm spinning my tog on this one because it makes long, straight thread like yarn. So it's more like string than yarn, and the Vikings used to use the tog as thread for their sails on their ships. It's really strong. And it's usually not very soft. It's coarser, but this stuff is, I think it's because it's the winter fur. It's just a lot, just finer and softer. Or it could be because of the way I'm preparing it. I'm leaving the grease on. And then when I'm done spinning, I'll take this and wrap it around the back of a chair. I don't use a nitty knotty. And tie it up in its loop. And then I will take it into the bathroom sink. Probably bad. Lanolin shouldn't go down the drain, but yeah. Small amounts? I don't know. I should probably do it in a pot. But usually I'll do little tiny batches and then run some vinegar and soapy water, and I probably push on my luck anyway. But I take it in and use really hot water and some soap and wash it then for the first time after it's made into yarn. And then I'll either soap it again after I've washed it out and then rinse it a few times in hot water until the water's pretty clear. And then I hang it up to dry here by the fire. So, and I think that I'm probably not getting all of the lanolin off, but I had watched one of those documentary films about primitive methods, and they had left the lanolin, they spun in the grease and left some of the lanolin in, to make the garments like water resistant, waterproof. I don't know. But it said it made a much softer garment. So I don't know if this particular tog from this year is softer because it's winter fur or softer because how I'm doing it. Because I have I have spun their wool for 3 years in a row now, I think. And I finally had gotten a pair of pants made for myself. And I got them on, and I spun the whole thing together, right? I didn't separate the tog and the bell. And I put the pants on, and they were itchy. Oh my gosh, they were itchy. Very warm. Warmest. I had the warmest behind on the planet, but it was itchy. And then people were saying on the forums that, yeah, Shetland wool is itchy. But this batch, not itchy. I had it up around my neck and everything. I've gotten to where I test it, and I put after I get done processing it, while I'm processing and I'm looking at it, I would put it up to my neck and stuff and rub it on there and see if it was going to be a problem, you know. And this year's wool is really soft. And it's not lamb's wool either. There's this ewe that this came from is about 3 years old. So her fur color has changed. And I don't know. I was talking to a lady that owns the local wool shop here. And she had a flock, and she said that their wool is different when you shear in the summer versus your first shearing in the spring. So I'm thinking they're staying warm. But it's weird because we didn't really get a winter here this year. So anyway, there's one more little nest of tog, and it's pre-drafted. That's how I do it on my drop spindle. On my on the other stuff, the fell, the fuzzy stuff, I do it. I've been doing it both on a drop spindle and in a spinning wheel. More on the drop spindle because I just really like the drop spindles, and I can take them with me. And see, normally they would strap the correct tool to a table and pull this off with a diz to get consistent width of this thing. But I just do it with my hands. I tried a diz. I don't really like them. It's hard for me to gauge where the end of the staple length is, because when you pull it off there, you have to, I figure it's about this long, so I stop pulling before I go that far. And then that keeps it connected to the next batch that I grab. That's how you do it with a diz too. I just broke it. Not done yet. But you can stick it on there and get it done. See how those, I don't know if you can see those little fibers in there. Those long ones. It's not always perfect. That's where I'm a little self-conscious. I don't know if I'm ready to do this like professionally and sell it. And I kind of don't want to give up my wool because there's still stuff I want to make. Like I want to make the pants that I was working on that I got, well, I got them done. They're tights actually. They have feet and they fit me. It's really weird. And it's funny because they started out being socks and then they started out being long socks, knee-high socks. And then I was like, what the heck, I'll just keep going. And so I did. Okay, this is my first pass. So we see a lot of stuff back here. And that is the really, really, really short bits. And that is left behind for felting. So since I worked so hard to get all this wool, I'm really loath to get rid of it. And I'm even more loath to listen to people say, why does that cost so much? And I'm over here going, you do not know the work that goes into this. So see one person watching, and I think that's my backup account. So if that's the case, when my hubby comes back in, then I will go ahead and shut this off. So, because we're just chilling. I haven't done a lot of lives on YouTube because it's just not as easy to work with as it is on TikTok. So, but I get better numbers on TikTok, although I get money from neither one. Let's just be honest right there. I've been working the online thing both with my website and my Facebook and TikTok, and I did the affiliate programs for Amazon. I did handmade on Amazon, and oh boy, that was a mess. I did Etsy until Etsy turned into a reseller for made in China bulk produced stuff. And then I didn't do very well on Etsy anymore. And I did Facebook Marketplace. And where else did I do it? I had my little store on my website. And I have made in 7 years about $20. A lot of that from people at church. I sold a journal to somebody at church. So, but yeah, I think we're done. Oh, now there's 2 people. There's only one person in
Did
here.
you
Now there's
feed your
2.
horses today?
Yes, I did.
Why they come up sniffing?
Because they think that they're starving every second. They do. I literally just fed them. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. Because I'm not seeing any other comments.
Well,
And
it's
he's
cold
making
enough, you
noise.
probably are.
And he's making noise. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. Go ahead and go take a look at my videos and tell me somewhere in the comments if you'd like to see more content like lives and processing wool, because I'm going to be doing a lot of it, and I might as well turn the camera on when I do, including my dirty stove. It's very dusty in here. Oh, it's warm though. Okay, y'all have a good one, and thank you everybody for stopping in. I've been on here for 38 whole minutes. Woohoo! All right, bye. Pushing that button now.